Hi there, welcome to my channel. This is the first part of a series of short videos talking about the life of being an architecture student. Without further ado, let's get started. For today's video, we are going to talk about the things you should know before taking up an architecture degree in college. This video isn't meant to scare you, but rather prepare you. Basically, these are the things I wish I knew before my first day in the uni. Maybe you're asking, who's this gossip girl wannabe talking in the background? To answer that, I am a professional architect in the Philippines for almost 5 years now. I took up my bachelor's in 2010. I completed my degree last 2015 and went straight to apprenticeship. I passed the boards last 2017 and I have been working and struggling ever since. Just kidding. I do get breaks every now and then, but you get the picture. So, what are the things you should know before going to college and starting that road towards being an architect? First, you're going to need materials. And by materials, I mean a lot of them. You're going to need different types of pencils, erasers, deck pins, T-square, triangles, protractor, compass, scales, drafting table, laptop, and many more. You don't need to buy them though. You can just borrow or score some hand-me-downs if you're lucky. You should expect to learn a lot of programs. An architect's job isn't limited to drawing and designing buildings. You also do 3D modeling, post-productions, illustrations, and even project management, which corresponds to different types of programs. But the necessities are AutoCAD, SketchUp, V-Ray, Lumion, Revit, ArchiCAD, Photoshop, Illustrator, and 3ds Max. Advanced companies sometimes would require BIM training, Rhinoceros, and Grasshopper. Don't worry, you don't have to learn all of these. Learn AutoCAD and SketchUp and you're good to go. You still can't escape math, even in architecture. And oh, there's physics too. One of the important things architects do is estimating. That's calculating the number of every construction material to be used in a certain project. From there, we will be able to determine the total project costs, which would also define our professional fee. You will also learn how to use the solar azimuth diagram. Living in a tropical country and knowing the sun's angle at different times can help us create an efficient and sustainable building design. That's not all. You'll also learn how to compute the structural loads. Why do we need to learn all these things, you might ask? If you're familiar with how an orchestra is formed, it is made of different groups of instruments. You have the strings, the woodwinds, the brass, and the percussions. In the construction industry, these are engineers or alley professionals: structural, electrical, electronics, mechanical, sanitary or plumbing, and fire protection. Right at the center of them all, the one who coordinates is the conductor, and that is us, architects. Just like the conductor, we need to learn how to play an instrument of each division to know how each would best fit in our musical composition. As architects, it is not our intent to replace the job of the engineers. We won't be able to function appropriately without them, or vice versa. Rather, we use our basic knowledge of each trade as critical factors in creating our designs. Architects have rules to follow. We don't do designs for the sake of doing them. It's not just drawing, unlike what other people might say. There are a lot of references that we need to review, even in just deciding how wide our stairs should be. These are just some of the most important documents that you, as an architecture student, need to start reading. It can get overwhelming, but if you can spend an entire day binge watching your favorite Netflix show, I think you can scan through these books once in a while within that 5 years time frame in the university, supposedly. Expect to do a lot of overtime work, extending your time in the wee hours and not getting enough sleep. But it all boils down to how well and good you manage your time. To be honest, I never had an all-nighter while I was in college. I see to it that I get to finish everything by midnight. If I really can't, then I just wake up early. This habit might not work for you. Remember, we all have different habits, and if you can find something that seems sufficient for you, then do it. But never forget to take a rest. It's refreshing to go back to work after a good night's sleep. Trust me. Architecture is not just for people who are talented in drawing. Just do some practice and you'll be Da Vinci in no time. But seriously though, I believe architecture is for dreamers, for people with creative minds, passionate about their craft, and have visions of improving the future. Architecture is not just drawing buildings, but it's designing with a purpose. The purpose to create, to innovate, and to change. If you think you have what it takes to create a better world, then welcome to the club. That's it. I hope I haven't scared the aspiring architects out there. Like I said, this is to prepare you for what's to come. All paths are hard no matter where you choose to be. All you need to do is ask yourself what you want and have faith. If you're passionate about it, things won't be as hard as you expect them to be. Anyway, if you have suggestions on what content you'd like to see, feel free to comment down below and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you in my next bit. Bye!